MWO August 23rd patch is here, hi friends, I'm TTB. Welcome back to Mechwarrior Online News. Let's talk about the patch notes, the latest patch that just hit today. What do we get? We get the new Platinum Collection 6 available in the store. The Inner Sphere side will have the Warhammer 7S, Marauder 5M, the Rifleman 5 Delta, and the Archer 5W. The Clan Collection number 6 is going to have the Warhammer 2C, the Alpha. We have the Marauder 2C Delta, Rifleman 2C2, and the Mad Dog Charlie. So basically, it's a theme of like Inner Sphere variants and then like basically the clan counterparts to them. Have a look at the story if you're interested in those mechs. Mech quirk adjustments is next on the list. What do we have? We've got a lot of stuff going on for the Commando. 2 Delta gets extra armor bonus on the right arm, extra consumable slot, UAV capacity +1, and 50% extra missile ammo per ton bonus. Nice. 3A gets 15% missile velocity, 100 meters seismic, extra consumable slot, and 1 extra artillery or airstrike reserves. Okay, this is going to be the artillery commando, apparently. Artillery spotter commando. Then we've got the 1 Bravo, 30% target info gathering speed, 7.5% heat, 10% range, 20% cooldown. So, as you can see, they just removed the energy, heat, range, and cooldown and just gave it flat heat, a little bit more of that, plus flat range and flat cooldown. 1 Delta, extra armor on the right arm, plus 20 actually, 25% extra radar deprivation, and 5% more heat dissipation rate. And the Death Snell gets 10% energy cooldown, 1 extra consumable slot, and plus 1 cool shot capacity for those medium pulse laser goodness builds. Okay, moving on to the Cougar. All variants get 7 structure bonus on the left torso and the right torso. Cougar Prime gets the 5% range bonus in the head. It's interesting. So the Cougar has, you can change the head, aka the cockpit, of those Omnimax, and it looks like we're gonna have a couple of nice variants here, so you can decide whether you want 5% range, 5% laser duration, 5% cooldown, or 5% weapon velocity. Interesting. Okay, back to the Cougar Prime. Left torso, right torso gives you 5% missile range. Then we have 25% weapon velocity instead of 8, 15% heat, and 10% cooldown in the set of 8. Specific heat and cooldown are going to be removed. The Charlie gets 15% heat in the set of 8, ballistic cooldown 10% instead of 8, and 25% ballistic velocity instead of 8. So they're really trying to push or give you some good arguments to try out these set of 8 bonuses, and we have turned it in some of those cases, for example, on a Timber Wolf, and it was actually quite fun. So happy to see that they're pushing for these set of 8 bonuses. It just adds a lot more variety to the builds. Is it going to be better than like a straight up laser vomit board or whatever? Probably not, but with the changes that we're seeing here, with the set of 8 bonus that we're seeing, it's at least going to increase the viability of those set of 8 builds. And you want to see like more than one weapon used in this game, right? Cougar Delta, 5% missile range on left torso and right torso, 25% weapon velocity instead of 8, 25% cooldown instead of 8, and the energy cooldown 15% removed because it's 25% flat cooldown on everything. Cougar Echo gets 7.5% missile velocity, right arm and left arm, 10% missile range in the set of 8, 50% missile ammo bonus per ton instead of 8, plus 10% missile spread instead of 8, ATM spread removed, of course. Cougar Hotel gets UAC jam chance, set of 8, minus 45%. It's kind of nice. I will still be able to jam it like crazy though. And then the Hero Mech gets 10% UAC jam duration in the head. Okay. 10% missile range instead of 8. And 300% UAC 2, 5, or 10 ammo bonus per ton instead of 8. So basically, if I read this correctly, then this means if you put in 1 ton of ammo, you have the equivalent of 4 tons of ammo. Interesting. Nice. And then on top of that, you have the skill tree, right? So that is kind of nice. All right, moving on to the Phoenix Hawk. Phoenix Hawk 1 gets 100% ammo per ton bonus for UAC 2, 5, and 10. And the Kurokiri gets 100% ammo bonus per ton for LBX 2, 5, and 10. On to the Hunchbacks. The 4G gets 15% extra AC-20 range. Really nice. I applaud this change. Dervish 6MR gets the missile speed spread removed, but the missile velocity is changed to LRM velocity. Blech. The Champion Invictus gets an extra 4 armor on the CT, gets an extra 6 armor on left torso and right torso, gets an extra 10 armor on left arm and right arm, 10% cooldown, 10% velocity, and the energy cooldown is getting removed. So the Invictus is going to be an interesting MRM board. We'll have to compare it to the Quick Draw IV and see which one is better. Novacats. The Novacat Alpha gets 25% ER and heavy laser cooldown instead of 8, plus 10% ER laser heat instead of 8. And the Novacat CC Hero Mech. I don't know exactly how this name is called, so it doesn't matter. It's the Hero Mech from Novacats. It has a 10% added energy cooldown now in the set of 8 and 5% heat in the set of 8. Archer 5S, 10% post laser heat buff. Warhammer 2Cs, the Alpha gets a ballistic velocity up to 25% from 10%, cooldown up to 15% from 10%, and the streak heat gets changed to just flat missile heat. And the Maul gets 10% cooldown, 10% missile spread, and the LBX cooldown is changed to 10% ballistic cooldown. So that would mean that with the Maul, you get 10% ballistic cooldown and 10% flat cooldown. So that's actually 20% on your ballistics. Nice. Nightstar, the Wolf Phoenix, one of my favorite Nightstars, gets extra armor on the left torso and right torso, an extra 11 armor. So that will allow you to take an extra PPC shot. And minus 5% missile heat. So if you want to really bring the MRMs to bear, the Wolf Phoenix has got you covered. Number 2, the 5A, PPC heat buffed from 5% to 10%. Ballistics cooldown buffed from 10% to 20%. Nice. 20% weapon velocity, 10% ballistics range, 10% ballistics velocity. Okay, so that's a nice set of buffs. We will definitely visit this mech. Direwolf Alpha, 10% heat in the set of 8. Moving on to the weapon adjustments. Nothing too crazy going on here. Light machine guns are tweaked on the clan side and in the sphere side. They will just have a tiny bit of damage increase. So they will be doing a tiny bit more damage as they are scratching away at your paint at range. This is more interesting though, and this has a couple of consequences. Snub-nosed PPCs, heat will be raised from 7 to 8. But that's not the big kahuna. The big kahuna here is heat penalty multiplier from 7 to 10. So if you're firing above the heat scale limit, i.e. heat scale limit is 2 for most mechs, and then 3 for some mechs if they have heat scale limit plus 1. So you gotta be careful now if you have more than 2 snub-nosed PPCs and you don't have a quirk. Be really careful and test out these mechs beforehand before you kill yourself by overheating. That multiplier increase will be interesting to see what happens, especially with mechs, for example, like the Chadokin, where you fire 4 and that mech doesn't have an innate multiplier. So I'm guessing that alpha striking that will still be possible. You won't kill yourself with it, but it will not be possible to alpha strike and not incur any structural damage from it moving forward, I think. Gameplay tweaks. Innersphere LRMs now always fire a single salvo regardless of the launcher tube count. That is okay because it's just a cosmetic thing, and if you guys remember trying to shoot like LRM 20s out of an Atlas, it was always this like kind of weird stuff going on. So I'm glad that we are changing that. And bug fixes. Clan Narc missile projectile now properly uses a missile model similar to the inner sphere Narc. And that is it for these patch notes. What I would also like to see, at least what I would like to hear soon, is how the search is going from PGI for finding a new person that can design mechs and cockpits, because they lost that gentleman. That gentleman is no longer with PGI, and we've also lost Francois. So he's also not working at PGI anymore. So we currently also don't get any new maps after the last one that Francois made. So from what I've heard, PGI is still looking to fill these spaces and fill up these staff positions. So hopefully they'll be able to find somebody soon, and we can get some more new mechs out and some more new maps out. But that's it for these patch notes, guys. Is there anything in there that you specifically would like to discuss, or is there any mech model or mech build that you feel needs to be revisited after reading these patch notes? Put it in the comments down below. This has been TTB. Hopefully this video was helpful to you. If it was, hey, you know what? If you haven't done so yet, hit the sub button so you get notified whenever I post a new video. If you want to support me in doing this full-time, guys, then check out the join button right here on YouTube. Check out the super thanks button on YouTube, or the various other options in the video description below. For example, Patreon. Have a good day.